invitation and also for this beautiful tapping session. I love it. So guys, actually, before I pick up on what Mel says, let me ask you a question, because I know intuition is still kind of this like woo-woo mystical thing. And that's how I used to also think of it. It's like, what, intuition? No, I mean, come on, I'm too logical for that. But let me ask you a question. And let me know in the chat, which I can't see now. The Zoom is just doing this mind tricks on me. But let us know, and Mel can let me know what you say. Have you ever made a decision based on that feeling, right? On that sense of knowing, where maybe the data, the facts, you had it in front of you. You may have had opinions from others. Something within you knew that different thing needed to be done. You made a decision, and it was the best decision you ever made. For me, it was starting a business, moving from being a full-time employee with a safe, secure salary to becoming a contractor and actually tripling my income within a month, right? And people were saying, are you crazy, giving up all of these perks, benefits? But I knew that was the right step for me. So has that ever happened to you? Let us know. And then maybe what happened when you didn't trust that voice, when you didn't make the decision? What happened then? Did you say to yourself, damn it, I knew I should have done it or should not have done it, right? So I think all of us at some stage, we have experienced that at some stage. And if you haven't, I don't believe you. And in both spaces, that was our intuition talking to us, and ignoring it can be costly because it can lead to missed opportunities, unrealized potentials, and also living a life misaligned with your dreams and your desires. Because when you're purely trusting your logic, as Mel said, you're only using 5% of your decision-making faculties. 95% of it you're not tapping into. And that's what intuition does. It's the bridge between your conscious mind, your logical mind, and your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind, it stores all of the data, all of the information, everything you've learned, experienced, absorbed since the time you were born. And in addition to it, if you're going to get quite scientific, I guess, it processes data 27,000 times faster than your logical mind. And not you only have access to all that information that's within you, but you access it instantly. And that's why you can make more effective decisions without overthinking and overanalyzing, right? And neuroscience already shows us that the brain can make the split-second decisions by processing information beneath the level of this awareness much easier and much faster. So why do we deny ourselves this greatest gift, right? So the question then comes in, how do we experience intuition? So if I asked you, how do you experience intuition? When you get that feeling, where in your body? Because remember, intuition is the language of the body. Logic is the language of the mind. So how do you experience it? Let us know in a chat. Maybe it's like gut feel. Maybe it's like a sixth sense. Maybe it's like a ping in your heart, right? Typically, when you read about intuition, it talks about the gut feel. Trust your gut, right? That's a very common expression. And here's the thing, guys. For some of us, yes, some of us experience intuition through the gut. Me, for example. But some of us are not. It's like my daughter. If I told her to trust her gut, she will probably be completely misaligned with her decision. And this is where human design is, again, a very, very powerful tool, because it shows us how genetically we are wired to make choices that are correct for us by connecting to our intuition. So your authority helps you to tune into the inner voice of intuition and guides you away from this external pressure and those momentarily emotions, that we sometimes allow to dictate our decisions. So there are 7 different authorities, and here I'm just going to briefly touch on 3 of them. First authority is called a sacral authority. So for these people, only generators and manifesting generators can have that. And for these people, the decision is in the gut. It's almost like whenever you're presented with a choice, you lean towards something or away from something. And it's actually the easiest way to develop your intuition for these people is to simply ask them yes and no question. So if, let's say, you have a sacral authority, if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, and you're stuck in this overthinking, you can get someone to ask a yes or no question and see how your body responds. Remember, it's a muscle. You've got to build it, but it's a really fun way of playing it. The next one is called a mental authority. So these people, they need a sounding board. Have you ever had someone coming to you for advice, and before you even open your mouth, they're like, oh, like blurted everything out, and then I know what to do, and off the went. And you're like, I didn't even say anything. So those people don't need your feedback. They actually don't need you to say anything. They just literally need to offload, and they find clarity through their voice. That's how they feel their intuition. It's not in the gut, it's in their voice. And then the next one, which actually the most common authority, is emotional authority. And 52% of people have an emotional authority. So when these people are presented with a choice, when they've got to make a decision, their body literally goes through this whole chemical process. They ride an emotional wave, and making decisions at the height of this emotional wave, regardless if they're excited, they're angry, whatever they feel, it doesn't matter. But when they make a decision at the height of this emotional wave, will not be the best choice for them, right? Either it would have been completely wrong, or something better would have happened if they just waited. So when you have an emotional authority, unlike sacral authority, you've got to wait on your decision. The best thing you can do is say, let me get back to you. Let me sleep on it. And then keep on feeling. How would it feel if this thing was already done? Does it make me feel expansive? Does it give me that freedom, excitement? It can still feel scary, right? Sometimes big decisions can feel uncomfortable, scary, but how would it feel even if I went slightly beyond that fear? And that's the feeling you want to connect to. So intuition is the language of the body. And often I get asked the question, well, how do I know if it's a logic or intuition talking to me? Well, here's the answer, guys. That's how you know. Your logic will tell you what to do, and then it will give you gazillions of reasons as to why you should or shouldn't do it. Your intuition will tell you what to do, and it will never give you a reason as to why you should or shouldn't. You just know, right? So